What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video on the Mr. Investor YouTube channel. Today, I just want to cover a few things that I saw regarding to Bitcoin, the World Bank, seeing what other banks are doing, getting involved in the DeFi, and just some things that I thought were pretty interesting that I wanted to make a video on and put it out there for you guys. But um, before we get into that stuff, let's take a look at CoinGecko here. The market cap, we're sitting at $1.6 trillion here. Gas fees for Ethereum have gone up a little bit. We're at 36 Gwei now. Bitcoin dominance at 43.9%. I believe we touched 45% when Bitcoin went over 40,000 again. Since then, we've dipped under 40K. We're at 38,750. Ethereum is just under $2,400. Um, Polkadot, I believe, is being launched on Coinbase Pro. So expect to see this one to jump when that happens. I believe they also have a parachain auction going on right now, which is the first to be done. So, like I said, I would pay attention to this coin right here because this is probably going to spike up a little bit. Solana, I believe, is also being added onto Coinbase Pro, or already is. Um, Again, whenever a coin gets added onto Coinbase, there's this thing called the Coinbase effect. So I would watch these two coins for sure. Chainlink is under $24, sitting at 23.55, and VeChain is under 11 cents, sitting at 10.8 cents. Heading over to VeChain stats, we are at 2,981 X nodes left. The accounts keep rising. I believe we're up 5,000 accounts from the video I put out yesterday. The Vito burn at 61,000. And the clauses for today at 163,000. We almost eclipsed the six-figure mark yesterday, but 98,900, I'll take it. And then just scrolling down, these are the X node auctions here. 14.5 for a Strength X, 19.6 for a Vitor X. That's expensive for a Mjolnir, but that's probably because there's only a few out there, maybe like 50 of them. But not too much difference going on right here. But let's jump into some news here. So the first article I saw is that the House Democrats in the U.S. are forming a cryptocurrency working group. This announcement came in the hearing about central bank digital currencies. So the U.S. Representative Maxine Walters announced in a virtual hearing with the FinTech Task Force discussing central bank digital currencies that she is forming a group of Democratic House members to tackle growing concerns about cryptocurrency. Walters, who was the chairwoman of the House Financial Services Committee, said the group will work to engage with regulators and experts to do a deep dive on this poorly understood and minimally regulated industry. The rumors have been swirling around for a long time that regulations are coming, so it may be happening sooner than we think. In a hearing last week, Senator Elizabeth Warren echoed a similar sentiment toward the crypto industry, referring to it as a Wild West in need of regulation. Pressure for regulation comes on the heels of demand for a central bank digital currency backed by the Federal Reserve, which Warren said would drive out bogus digital private money. Waters has long been critical of cryptocurrency and its unregulated nature, and last month's cyber attacks against Colonial Pipeline, which paid a ransom in Bitcoin, sparked new discussions about regulating crypto. So the rumor's been coming around for a while now. I do think regulations are coming, and the fact that it was referred to as the Wild West is it's not wrong, it's not false, it's pretty accurate if I had to say so. So just an interesting little article there. And then banks are edging closer to Ethereum 2.0 staking. And the example they gave here was that Switzerland-based Signum Bank is helping institutional clients get staking rewards from the new Ethereum network, and they're not alone. It's a trend that will soon garner as much attention as institutional interest in Bitcoin, say firms like Blockdaemon and Bison Trails, which provide the infrastructure to make running a staking node on Ethereum 2.0 low risk and easy to deploy. These hand-holding intermediaries in the staking arena have been surprised by the pipeline of large companies looking to get involved in Ethereum's next generation network. This is super interesting. And they go on to say that there are some large banks we're working with, but the regulatory sequencing is important to them, and so unfortunately we can't name them at this moment. Um, Scrolling down here is proof of Swiss here. It says, when it comes to offering institutional staking, probably the most progress has been made in crypto-friendly Switzerland. And then it says that Signum, the digital asset bank, is now offering 2.0 staking as per an announcement shared exclusively with CoinDesk. Um, And this is not the first foray into staking for them. A couple months back, the crypto bank allowed its asset management hedge fund and family office clients to stake on the Tezos blockchain. Um, and then another article here about Switzerland's Signum Bank, it's getting into DeFi. And there's a quote here saying that this is the next step on our journey to enable a variety of yield generating products in the digital asset space. These can either be based on the proof of stake protocol, so staking itself, or also leveraging and decentralized lending to generate yield for our clients, which is a bit further out on the roadmap. So I think this is really interesting because DeFi is a $60 billion market, right? And it's all decentralized lending and trading, and it's all on Ethereum. So if these banks are going to get involved in Ethereum 2.0, then that means that's smart institutional money is diving into the crypto space here. And that just means that if they're going to be staking Ethereum, that means that there's going to be less of a circulating supply and the price of Ethereum should rise up because it's all going to be locked up into staking. And that's just for just one token. There's multiple tokens out there that offer staking. And when you have something like that, when things are locked up, becomes more scarce. So the circulating supply keeps dwindling, thus making the price rise up. So if we keep seeing more banks getting involved in this and institutional money, hedge funds, I think we're still super early, guys. But moving on, Panama is to present a crypto related bill in July. Following El Salvador, opposition politician Gabriel Silva says he is seeking consensus to make cryptocurrency legal tender in Panama. Um, and it goes on to say that he said, I found El Salvador's project positive, ambitious, interesting, and with good acceptance, Silva said, adding that he seeks to adapt the PEP project to the reality of Panama and constitute a positive competition. Um, Panama does not have a central bank and it does use the US dollar. So I think that, I don't know, it's pretty interesting seeing another country following the footsteps of El Salvador. Now I'm curious to see if we're going to start seeing these countries follow like dominoes or fall like dominoes where one country accepts Bitcoin, another country accepts Bitcoin, and so on and so on and so on, giving more freedom to the people as they'll have their own bank account on their own phones. So I think it's pretty interesting. But we're going to talk about El Salvador now too. The World Bank has denied El Salvador's request for technical assistance on Bitcoin. Um, and it goes to say that the World Bank has rejected a request from El Salvador to assist the country in implementing Bitcoin as legal tender. According to a report by Reuters, the bank, which is an international financial institution offering grants and loans to low income countries, said it was committed to helping El Salvador for currency transparency and regulatory process. And the quote is, while the government did approach us for assistance on Bitcoin, this is not something the World Bank can support given the environmental and transparency shortcomings. Um, and then the use of cryptocurrency has raised environmental concerns because of the amount of electricity it takes to mine Bitcoin. So we saw that from Elon probably about a month ago, which sparked a drop in all crypto assets. But there's actually a report out there that says that 76% of Bitcoin miners are using renewable energy. So I think that it's just some FUD narrative that's going on here. But an article was dropped by Forbes today saying that El Salvador can pay the World Bank in Bitcoin according to the charter. Um, its founding document, the 1944 Articles of Agreement, outlines the procedures and principles by which the World Bank pledges to engage with sovereign governments. A central theme of the document is its commitment to accept payments from member states in local currencies. And so here it has it written up. I actually have the actual document pulled up. And if you go to section 12 here on page 14, under what's the category? Article 5, Organization and Management, it says the bank shall accept from any member in place of any part of the member's currency paid into the bank under Article 2, Section 7, or to meet amortization payments on loans made with such currency, and not needed by the bank in its operations, notes or similar obligations issued by the government of the member or the depository designated by such member, which shall be non-negotiable, non-interest bearing, and payable at their par value on demand by credit to the account of the bank in the designated depository. I thought this was pretty interesting because this kind of forces the World Bank to accept Bitcoin. And there's a bunch of countries that work with the World Bank, big countries as well. And so we see Panama and other countries getting involved in Bitcoin. Now they're forcing that the World Bank to use Bitcoin and get their hands involved in it. Since countries are using it, I just thought it was pretty interesting. I'm not sure where the crypto space goes from here. I think it's pretty wild to see countries adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. I always kind of thought of it as gold, a store of value, not really as actual money for paying things. But I don't know. My opinion is starting to shift now, so this is pretty interesting. That's all I got for you guys today. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up, drop a comment, and hit the subscribe button. I'll leave my Twitter handle in the description below, as well as links to all these articles and this World Bank document. Until then, we'll see you next time.